Coming up on Fulton Today, a look at what residents and pet lovers can expect when the county's new animal shelter opens its doors.
Fulton leaders are helping county citizens achieve the American dream of home ownership. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll explain how.
And a new chapter begins for the Fulton County Library System's outreach program. We'll explain. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. After months of conversations about a new animal shelter with the public, Fulton commissioners unanimously agreed during their November regular meeting to build a $32.5 million facility. And after the vote was passed, Fulton's Deputy Chief Operating Officer for Public Safety, he witnessed what he says residents crying tears of joy. Alton Adams joins us now with more. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about why this decision was a very emotional one for the county and for animal advocates.
Well, it certainly was emotional for the animal advocates, and in some cases, everyone who has a pet in Fulton County. And the reason it was emotional is that the current facility is in such bad shape that individuals that have been there really realized that we needed to have something done. And the prospect of having a new facility that would be more welcoming not only to the pets but to visitors is something that I think touched people in a very unique way.
And where will this new facility be built, and when is it expected to be open?
The new facility is going to be built on Fulton County Industrial Boulevard, right next to the airport, and we expect it to be open sometime in the middle of 2021.
Now, paint a picture for us, sir. What will this new facility look like?
Well, the new facility will, as you can imagine, be 40 years better than the current facility. We envision a facility that is very open. It's going to be a relatively large facility, 50,000 square feet. There'll be lots of light. It will be very welcoming to citizens. We envision it as a place where individuals will want to come and not only adopt dogs, but come to some of the classes and sessions that we hope to offer that will provide everything from how to care for a pet to animal welfare trends that we could offer to our youth and to kids.
And can you share why it's important to be able to host educational programs and other events at this new shelter?
Well, our shelter serves as the last bastion for animals that are strays, or in fact have been abused or involved in a court case. And so to get ahead of that and to in fact help the next generation of kids understand animal welfare, to help the next generation of kids want to adopt pets and how to care for them, education, training, examples of what right looks like are going to be very, very important in establishing the shelter as a community resource.
Well, Mr. Adams, congratulations. Great information, and thanks for joining us again here on Fulton Today.
Thanks, Shania. It's been great to be here with you today.
Staff at the county's current animal shelter played a major role during the Sheriff's Office's evacuation of the Marietta Annex.
Code red, primary stage 1.
This is a code red mass evacuation drill that the Sheriff's Office conducts multiple times a year at each of its facilities, just in case a real emergency should occur. This occasion marks the first time that one was held at this Marietta Annex, which is a minimum security facility located near the county's main jail. It's also where the Sheriff's Office recidivism programs like the Smart Reentry Program and the K-9 Cellmates programs take place.
A lot of planning went into this. This was the first time that we had sat down and planned about how to evacuate this building to include the dogs. So we custom built rollers for the crates. That crates will always be stored in this room. They won't be used for any other purpose. They'll be unfolded, put together, dogs put in them, leashes attached. They'll be rolled out of the building. It was exciting and scary.
In this scenario, the inmates participating in Canine Cellmates were responsible for crating and transporting their dog partners to the safety zone. The inmates were then transported to the main jail's intake area while animal shelter staff transported the dogs across the street to the shelter.
We want to make sure that because we have the inmates' public safety in mind in their safety period, that we have to do all we can do to ensure that they're safe if something were to happen in real life. And so we also have to save the dogs. I mean, if we would be negligent if we only protected the lives of the humans in the building and just left the dogs in here.
And when the drill was complete, Sheriff's Office personnel discussed exactly what went right and what, if any, issues need to be addressed for the future. Fulton County joins with the Atlanta Neighborhood Development Partnership to address the need of affordable housing. Now, after announcing the completion of 4 newly constructed homes, one local municipality will soon see its population rise. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
Shani, the need of affordable housing is often the focus of the public comment portion of the Board of Commissioners meeting here in Assembly Hall. It's also why 2 commissioners took part in the major housing announcement in Fairburn.
2, 3.
This ribbon-cutting ceremony celebrated a major milestone in the county's 10-year partnership with the Atlanta Neighborhood Development Partnership, an organization created nearly 30 years ago to address the dwindling supply of affordable housing in the metro Atlanta region. The occasion, attended by county commissioners and leaders, and the ANDP president, marked the 100th affordable home developed by both entities. Fulton's chairman said the initiative helps residents achieve the American dream of home ownership.
And anything that we can do at the county, even though it may not be one of our specific responsibilities, anything that we can do to assist, we are going to do. We're in the process of really defining or redefining what our role is going to be in housing going forward. But affordable housing is a necessity.
The 4 newly constructed homes in the Trotters Farm community in Fairburn were the result of a 2018 Board of Commissioners vote to authorize the county's home program to award $520,000 to ANDP. ANDP and the county have worked together since last decade's recession to restore the homes that were left behind as a result of the foreclosure crisis. ANDP President John O'Callahan says now that the crisis is behind us, another issue has risen.
Most of our homes coming out of the foreclosure crisis had been old homes that needed to be rehabbed and needed to be refreshed before they were sold again. So we're coming out of the foreclosure crisis. Now there are more people that need homes than there are homes. So if we're going to meet the housing needs today, we've got to work on new construction.
Those who have lived in this community for years also benefit from new construction.
So in creating these new homes, we're providing quality home ownership to lower moderate income individual, but also stabilizing and improving the neighborhood for the existing homeowners who've been here over a decade and are doing all the right things, but need to benefit from strong home ownership like everybody else does.
Fulton's newest commissioner says strong home ownership means more sustainability.
We love to partner with initiatives like this so that homeowners can sustain themselves and build community stability. It's a good part of adding to our school systems and making them stronger as well.
Financial security will also come to those who buy these new homes, since their values are sure to rise once inflation and appreciation set in. Though the county's partnership with ANDP did help create those new homes, Fulton has its own programs that can help citizens realize their dream of home ownership. To learn more, you can call the Fulton County Housing and Community Development Department at 404-613-7944. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, sir. The numbers are in for the 2019 Veterans Day Record Restriction Summit. Solicitor General Keith Gamage and representatives from the Georgia Justice Project brought the popular event back to the Temple on Peachtree Street.
I'm touched today by seeing military service members come into a sanctuary and get the benefit of good government, to have their records erased, to help them advance a step further toward the American dream that they have sacrificed to ensure for us all.
Nearly 200 people attended the Record Restriction Summit, each one relieved that their misdemeanor criminal record would no longer be a hindrance. To be eligible, the nonviolent misdemeanor arrest had to occur in a Fulton County jurisdiction, and there was no conviction at the trial.
Restorative justice should be a priority in our community. You know, as a judge, I'm just an umpire calling balls and strikes. I don't get involved in the particulars of each case. But if somebody's been prosecuted, and that prosecutor and the defense attorney and the community come together and say that a record should be restricted, and everybody is in agreement, then that person can get on with his or her life and be a contributing member of our society.
We in Georgia need to continue to expand the opportunity for people who have been touched by the criminal justice system. And in Georgia still, if you have a conviction, there really isn't a straight, direct way to have that conviction come off your record. 40 other states allow that to happen, 40. Georgia is one of 10 states where if you have a conviction, it really is on your record for the rest of your life.
Record restriction summits like this one provide an expedited process for eligible citizens to have their records expunged. The Solicitor General's office created a misdemeanor expungement division in 2017 to offer year-round access to apply for criminal record restrictions. Fulton leaders continue to ensure county employees are prepared for an active shooter situation, including new employees. Fulton County Police presented an active shooter training session during new employee orientation. The new employees were taught why it's important to have a plan long before any workplace becomes a target.
I feel that this is a vital training for all employees to understand what will take place if we are ever in a crisis event, and also what to do if we are ever in that type of situation.
I thought that it was very important. You know, it was a very good discussion, especially nowadays, these sorts of situations. You know, we need to have these talks and these sorts of information sessions for people to know how to stay safe, how to keep other people safe. You know, just have a good, safe environment at work.
Active shooter training is part of the Fulton Police Department's renewed focus on safety and security. A rash of active shooter incidents around the country has prompted mandated active shooter training for all employees. Fulton Police say they plan to use the video recorded during this training session to show during future new employee orientations. And still to come, homeowner associations come together to learn the best strategies for running their neighborhoods. It's a part of our district-by-district coverage next. One Fulton commissioner hears firsthand the concerns from HOA representatives, and another talks about elder abuse with Fulton seniors. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We began with Chairman Rob Pitts, who is recognized for his many years of service to the community. The at-large commissioner was presented with the Faithful Servant Award at the Atlanta City Hall. The recognition came on the same evening that Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms honored those who searched for Atlanta's missing and murdered children 40 years ago.
It was a group of us who faithfully went out during the week and for sure every weekend during the missing and murdered children's era here in Atlanta and Fulton County in the state of Georgia. So this was quite a surprise to have been recognized along with my good friend, longtime friend, Carolyn Long Banks, and many others who were involved at that time.
During the reception for the 40th anniversary of the missing and murdered children, photos from that era featuring city leaders and family members were displayed. Chairman Rob Pitts was in several of the photographs. District 1 welcomes members of the latest class of Student Leadership Johns Creek. The North Fulton group stopped by Fulton County's headquarters for the class assignment called Government Day. The students visited a number of Fulton facilities as a part of their day-long tour of the government services.
They always have interesting ideas. It's exciting to see how interested they are in the system. And I always want to hear their suggestions because inevitably they have amazing ideas and thoughts about how we can improve the whole system.
The jail, it's just like it makes you think about what goes on inside of the inmates' heads. It shows you a different perspective compared to normal day life. And then the courthouse tour just shows you also another perspective different from the jail. It shows you just what you need to do once you get convicted or once you get put into jail, what happens after that.
The most interesting part, I would say, at the jail, the medical level, that was really cool for me because I'm interested in medicine. So it's cool to see how they help people with mental health issues and how they really combat that and how they have a dentistry unit and how they really try to provide the best care possible for the inmates.
Student Leadership Johns Creek is a 2-year program for emerging leaders in their sophomore and junior years at Centennial, Chattahoochee, Johns Creek, and Northview High Schools. District 2 Commissioner Bob Ellis joins the panel discussion about elder abuse and scams. He and other county leaders and justice partners took part in the forum at the Dorothy C. Benson Senior Multipurpose Facility.
Our population is aging. We've got all kind of technology out there. We've got all kind of, which enables a lot of scams. And we know that it's an underreported issue in terms of crime and so forth.
The panel focused on potentials for older adults to suffer physical violence, emotional abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. The Atlanta Regional Commission and the Georgia Department of Human Services Aging Division consider elder abuse to be one of the most underreported crimes in the nation. Experts believe for every reported case of elder abuse or neglect, nearly 25 cases go unreported. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. goes one-on-one with a host of residents taking part in the 2019 HOA Boot Camp. Citizens involved in their communities' homeowner associations participated in this event.
During the year, we host mini camps in all of the different counties, but this is the one time where we bring all of the counties together: Cobb, Rockdale, DeKalb, of course Fulton, but we have so many others that are on board: Henry, Fayette, Rockdale. We've just seen so much great support from all the counties surrounding this issue.
The commissioner hosted the event in conjunction with the Georgia HOA Alliance, and this year's theme was Covenant Communities.
I think it's a great idea to put on an event like this because it gives local HOAs, who oftentimes have nowhere to turn, a place to go to learn about how to manage your communities.
Residents got detailed information on the power of covenants for the community and the cost. The HOA Boot Camp is designed to equip homeowners with the facts so that they can make the best decisions for their communities. And still to come on Fulton Today, the extended Go Pink campaign wraps up with a major competition. We'll have details. Did you know that adults with diabetes are nearly twice as likely to die from heart disease or stroke than people without the condition? Well, November is National Diabetes Month, and Fulton's Senior Services team is making sure that its participants know these facts firsthand. Ladisa Onilagu is the director of the Senior Services Department. Ma'am, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so first things first, let's talk about seniors who have already been diagnosed with diabetes and what they can do on those days when the condition, or any other for that matter, gets them a little down.
I would always recommend that a senior consults his or her physician, but one technique is to assemble a sick day kit, and it could include blood glucose monitoring supplies such as ketone testing strips, or glucose tablets, thermometers, and anything else that you could have readily available just in case you experience low blood sugar.
And can you speak to how key it is to know your numbers to get or to stay on track?
It is very important to know your numbers because it helps you to manage your diabetes better. Being more aware of your numbers helps to ward off serious health problems that could result in kidney disease or vision loss.
And Ladisa, what are some ways that seniors can take control of living with diabetes?
Seniors can start by getting a little bit more sleep. They should also begin to drink more water. Another simple way to take action is to adjust your diet. It's recommended that seniors develop a small cookbook that includes recipes that still allow them to manage their diabetes while still enjoying a delicious meal and maintaining their focus on healthy aging.
And finally, what are you all doing to spread the word about living a healthier life?
The Department of Senior Services Multi-Purpose Program has created some great opportunities for seniors to participate this month. I also consider joining our walking club at the Bowden facility. Quite a few of our neighborhood senior centers also offer walking clubs and opportunities to just get more healthy and fit. So for more information, I invite your viewers to contact us at seniorservices@fultoncountyga.gov or call the Star Line at 404-613-6000.
Once again, Ladisa, always great information. Thanks so much for your time.
It's always a privilege to be with you. Thank you for having me.
For the first time, Fulton's Board of Health extends its Go Pink campaign into the month of November. The hope was to get more women and men tested for breast cancer, and in the process, have a little fun. FGTV's Melissa Lewis explains.
And with that applause, Fulton's Board of Health team and its community partners celebrate the end of the 2019 Go Pink campaign and the beginning of a new era, an era when breast cancer awareness will be recognized in the county in not just October, but in November as well.
When we partner with the Fulton County Department of Health, we're focusing on doing the advocacy work. So why not partner with those who have like minds, mission, and vision to celebrate women who may not be aware of the importance of checking their health, particularly in the area of breast.
So like in every other public health organization in the country, Fulton put an emphasis on highlighting its health services for breast and cervical cancer screenings in October. But this year, thanks to even more support from both the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Atlanta chapter and the 100 Black Men South Metro chapter, the Board of Health extended the campaign several weeks to get even more people tested.
Well, the 100 Black Men are part of the community, and Fulton County is one of our best partners, and it touches all of us with breast cancer, because I don't think you can talk to anyone that hasn't been touched by a family member or friend that did not have it, and we support them 100%.
According to breastcancer.org, about 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. And this year, over 260,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women in the U.S. And because early detection is the key to surviving breast cancer, Fulton County departments engaged in a friendly door competition to get the word out about the importance of screenings and mammograms. This year, Fulton's State Court Traffic Division took top honors.
My door was dedicated to my grandmother. She passed away last year around this time with breast cancer. So since the theme this year was Boot Out Breast Cancer, I thought, okay, I'll make it into a boot camp. And I put a boot camp facilitator in the middle so that she can facilitate the plans of how to, not get breast cancer, what to do as far as when you get breast cancer, the exams and everything like that.
And even though the Go Pink campaign has concluded for the year, the county's health professionals want to remind residents that their breast and cervical cancer services continue year-round. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Melissa Lewis.
Thanks, Melissa. And up next on Fulton Today, the library team discovers another innovative way of reaching their constituents. Stay with us. What was once old will be new again for residents in Hapeville. County leaders, staff, and patrons of the Hapeville Library were all on hand for the groundbreaking ceremony of the new Hapeville Library. The celebration marks the beginning of a new chapter for that beloved branch.
It's a great day. I remember when the library that we're standing in front of now opened, and it's great to be here on the groundbreaking for its replacement. Very, very exciting day for the city.
The Hapeville Library is the only new construction taking place in Phase 2 of the Capital Improvement Program. Library leaders say that the old structure was in disrepair and that building a new facility was more cost effective. Once completed, the Hapeville Library will feature updated technology, improved layouts, more study rooms, ADA accessible restrooms, and a whole lot more.
This is going to be a 5,900 square foot library, 5,900 square feet. And it's a little larger, very slightly, a little larger than what exists today. But it allows a lot more flexibility in the future library.
Construction is expected to last 9 to 12 months. During the closure, library services are available at the East Point, Southeast, Louise Watley, and Metropolitan Library branches. Well, an innovative idea means library services are now more available than ever. Library staff was excited to unveil 2 new tech mobile units called Innovative Stations outside of the Metropolitan Library. The mobile units feature special curated collections for events, instant shading for engaging with residents outside the vehicles, and the very latest in technology.
So we're going to do a lot of the things that you imagine the library doing, so library card drives, lunch and learn, story times, all those typical things, but we're going to be doing brand new things with technology as well. So this is way better than your standard bookmobile. Half the van is packed with books, the other half is packed with technology. So all the latest and greatest stuff. We're going to be having virtual reality, laser cutters, 3D printing, filmmaking, photography, 3D pens, everything you can imagine. Any STEAM activity that you can imagine is going to be on these vans.
The library systems director says outreach efforts like this one has been a major priority for quite some time.
We've finally gotten the Innovation Station bookmobiles we've been waiting for. The library for several years has been engaged in this outreach process. We've reached almost 70,000 new users over the last 3 years, and this is the next step in the process to get out and be more involved in our communities.
One innovative station is dedicated for children and the other for adults. If you want one to show up at your event, all you have to do is log on to afpls.org. Very cool. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can watch a replay of this show or any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel, so please subscribe. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.